What's up, Wildcats? It's time for another edition of the Wildcat Way Podcast. I believe this is like episode number 22 or 23 for the school year. Do one each week. Super excited to get in front of you guys and show off our students in action. And I have a special guest here that I'm going to get to in just a second. Just want to thank Moxie Java for being our sponsor of the Wildcat Way, getting our students to understand the importance of being respectful, having integrity, and acting with positivity and stuff. So thank you, Moxie Java, for that sponsorship during our second trimester here. We get to highlight today NASKCO Robotics. And so it's I have Skylar here. And Skylar, introduce yourself. Tell me what school you go to and what grade you're in.
All right. Yeah, I'm Skylar. I'm from Skyview, and I'm a junior this year.
That's awesome. And so NASKCO. So if looking at it, and you have a shirt on right now, so that's kind of cool. NASKCO. Tell me about the importance of those letters.
So each one is the first two letters of each school's name. So NA for Nampa, SK for Skyview, and then CO for Columbia. Yeah. So since we're combined from all three schools, everyone can participate in NASKCO and be a part of our robotics program.
That's so awesome. So awesome. And what a great time to be talking about NASKCO and robotics and all those kinds of things because we have course selecting coming up. And what grade did you say you're in?
I'm a junior.
A junior. So you still have one more year left. We have our NASKCO robotics representing the district here at Columbia because we have a great teacher in Mr. Plu. Is that right?
Yeah, he is amazing. He stepped up this year, was an amazing coach, and he's doing great, allowing us to get further than I think we will be have before.
That's super exciting. So how many kids are, and this is like a club, right? Because it's not necessarily a course with NASKCO and this type of robotics during the school day. It's the club after school. How many kids are involved, and what do competitions look like?
We have about 23 kids this year, so more than last year. Last year was pretty small, but then still not our largest amount. It's kind of the perfect amount to have for kids, so everyone can do things, not be sitting around doing nothing. And then competition-wise, we have our season, first of all, is already split into two pieces. We got our preseason, where we just meet Thursdays starting in like August, September, to build our skills so we're ready. And then season kicks off always one of the first Saturdays of January, 1st or 2nd. This year it was January 10th, where we get our kickoff and learn what our game is. And then we prep. Then we have about 8 weeks to prep for a competition, and for either our Utah regional or our Idaho regional. So we got regionals, and then if you win there or in place there, you go straight to the world competition in Texas.
That's super exciting. And so you don't, leading up to your practices in August all the way up to January on those Thursdays after school and in the evenings and stuff like that, you have no idea what they're going to present to you as to what details and what you need to make out of your robot. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. They give us a lot of times, they'll give you like a teaser, but that is so vague.
Yeah.
You know the theme, and maybe a couple words of what it can entail, but you still have no clue what to build for.
Yeah. Which is challenging, I would assume, right? Like you can't really prepare yourself, which then becomes teamwork, I would assume, right? Like taking a look at all the requirements and things that they're asking for you to do, and then coming up with a plan together. Is that?
Yeah, that is kind of exactly what the preseason entails.
That's awesome. Okay, so do we have a good split variety of Nampa, Skyview, Columbia kids, or is it heavy with one school?
It's heavy in Columbia.
Okay, because it's here. Yeah,
and then Nampa is the next, and then Skyview has
a few kids.
Which
awesome.
Skyview doesn't typically like this stuff. So
it's
expected. But
yeah. So talk with me. I mean, so you've gotten involved with this. What else are you involved in your schooling?
I'm also involved in BPA for the Business Professionals of America, and then I'm also a part of the STEM Academy. I do the STEM Academy as well. So
you're a Skyview student, but you're here a lot.
Yes, I'm here a ton.
You're almost like a Columbia student to us, and you're a part of our family, right? So, as kids are starting to think about course requesting and that kind of stuff, even though this is like a club type of sport, how is this type of robotics different than Vex Robotics, where we also have that kind of not pathway, but we have Mr. Brown teaching that. Our engineering teacher is teaching Vex Robotics. How are those two different?
They're different. The main thing that's different is they're two different types of competitions. So we got Vex, which is small. I believe they typically, from when I participated, was 18 inches by 18 inches.
Okay.
This one's this year we're 27 inches by 27 inches for our chassis.
Yeah. So the neat thing is, I mean, if kids are excited about robotics, there's two different options of getting involved and being able to go compete at different events and things like that. So the cool thing I've seen, Skylar, like in the library, we have like in a trophy case almost. I think it was like our first.
Oh, yeah.
I think our first NASKCO robot. I think that's in there. Talk about like all the planning and like how practices work and all that kind of stuff leading up to then your competition of being able to qualify.
Yeah. So for us, it always starts in the preseason. That is always, we do tool training, introduce you to the team, and you can learn how the team works, how it operates, learn who your leads are.
Oh yeah.
So our team is split up to our electrical team, mechanical team, programming, and then we got business and then design as well. So it's split up there, and then that's where you kind of choose where you want to operate and focus in.
That's awesome.
A lot of people jump between because it's very open to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you focus, you can get a lot more done.
Yeah.
So then preseason is tool training, figuring out, learning how it does. And some things, there are a couple things that don't change, like the type of drive motors we use. So the stuff we use to drive our chassis a lot of times doesn't change size.
Yeah.
This year was different. They reduced us down 3 inches, but so we had to rebuild that, but it wasn't too hard. But most people already know we can plan out electrical boards and stuff. So a lot of the planning can go there. And then come season on this year, January 10th, you see the game, you see what you're dealing with, you see what you're shooting. Typically, they like to do things where you shoot things.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Because that's fun.
It engages kids, right? Yeah.
So this year we have to do something like that. So we then have to choose. So we start the Saturday that it launches. We're there from, typically we get here around 8 a.m. We go to BSU for our launch, and then we're here till 4 p.m.
Wow.
Just planning, and we have lunch, and then we're just planning our bot, we're reading our rule book.
Yeah.
Since they have like a 300-page rule book.
There's lots of details then. Yeah.
A lot of them are small. You can find most things you need, but you still want to read everything.
Yeah.
So that's my job this year as
awesome.
A co-captain. I'm reading through the whole thing for everyone. So we all know what we're building, and then also seeing the updates that they make. They update it throughout the time. So
that's awesome.
They make small changes that could be heavily impact competition.
Cool. So what are two questions I have? Are you excited about the competition that we have, of what they put out there for you guys to build, and how are things progressing?
Yeah. So I am really excited. So this year it was kind of interesting how they did it. So the teasers, they said, so first of all, it was archaeology, and it's called Rebuild. So my first thought when I saw it was, oh, they're going to take pieces from past competitions.
Yeah.
Turns out the teaser, they confirmed that they're taking pieces from past competitions.
Yeah.
And the game. So we've got pieces from our FRC, I believe it's called, or I don't know the names of them, but we got FRC 2020, which are the balls mostly.
Okay.
And how we hang and climb. They love climbing things where you climb up something.
Yeah.
They love to do that. So there's always that. And then they also got a trench that you have to drive under. That's 22 inches high.
Okay.
You drive under that, and then they got a bump. Those come from, I don't know the year. I don't even remember the thing, but they come from a past one. And then actually what's cool is we can use the robot in the library as a basis this year.
Okay.
We kind of used it for ideas of how to operate. Since they took, so what they call the fuel, which is a 6-inch ball. It's very different from what it was that year, but it is very similar how it operates. It's how to control it and shoot it through the bot.
That is awesome.
It's very helpful.
I love you're super engaged with this kind of stuff. I'm so glad that, from early on as a freshman, I would assume that you got hooked into this.
I heard about it.
Okay.
But I wasn't there as a freshman.
When did you start?
I started my sophomore year.
Your last year then.
The electrical lead, and then I stepped up.
Wow.
This year.
So as we have new kids coming in, and we have 8th graders about ready to course request and come to Columbia or come to Skyview or come to Nampa, we need them to get engaged. Like if they like that kind of stuff of driving robots and and learning about all of that, this is the thing, right? Like, how has it impacted you, like being a part of this club and the people that you get to hang around with? Has that helped you as a person?
Oh, it absolutely has. It helped me jump into more of my leadership role. And then the thing about the competitions, I am typically a very shy person.
Yeah.
I don't like to interact with people. The competitions, I was dancing in front of everyone.
That's awesome.
It's kind of, you're around your peers. You're around people who are like you.
Yeah.
You can open up and come out of your shell.
And now you're in front of a camera who you've reached out and asked to be a part of this, to share about NASKCO, right? Where we have thousands of people that see it on Facebook. Did you know that? That's so cool.
I don't know it was that many, but
it is. It's really neat. So awesome. I see the energy that you have and the love and the passion that you have, which is so neat to see. I've been to a competition before at like Boise State at Extra Mile Arena. I've seen those. When's your next competition?
Our next one, it's going to be our first competition of the year. It is it's over in the Idaho Center.
Okay.
So it's over there, or the Fort Idaho Center. It's in there. We typically do it on the floor. It's the thing about the arena is it takes, like if you think of the Columbia gym, it's about the length of the gym. Yeah. So it's a pretty big arena. So then we're going to be there. Here, our like practice day is March 26th. Awesome. And then 27th and 28th is when we compete. Awesome. The 28th being our main, we actually are choosing our alliances and we're seeing if we made it to get into the playoffs.
That's awesome.
Try to get to finals.
That's super exciting. Okay. You're going to have to keep me updated. Maybe you come back on with some other NASKCO members onto the podcast and share with Wildcat Nation, like how you've been doing. So awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Wildcat Nation, we love you. Have a great weekend, everybody. And just a reminder, tomorrow is Friday. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and we do have school on Friday due to us having Monday off. Love you guys.